Hello, welcome back to Becoming Soulful Couple. And we are also talking about women being very, very successful in their family, pursuing their dreams and balancing their family life. And as usual, today I have a very, very interesting person, a friend of mine, and her name is Pooja Dube. And guess what? What she has done, this is one of the bucket list in all our lives. If you ask what we want to do in our life, definitely everybody given a chance. And if they know they want to do this. So this is about book writing. I also have on my bucket list of writing a book on whatever I want to share to this world. Probably my autobiography or probably about all the lessons I learned from life. So everybody has a dream of writing a book, don't you guys? So today I have an interesting friend of mine. Her name is Pooja Dube. Pooja, welcome on screen. Thank you so much for coming. Pooja, are you there? Hi, Pooja. Welcome.
Hi, Vimala. Thank you very much for inviting me. It's a wonderful day and it's a beautiful time that I'm going to have with you, I'm sure.
Thank you. Definitely, yes. So let me share what you have shared with me, and then I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself, Pooja. So Pooja Dube is an author, B2B content creator, a brand builder for new self-help book authors, and she has written 3 books. Oh my God! And is now working on her 4th one, Grow Up or Go Psycho. Very interesting title, Go Up or Go Psycho. She has 14 years of experience and has worked with 100 plus brands as a content creator and a brand strategist. She has also founded Global Writers Academy, which is an online academy that provides customized training programs to aspiring writers and authors. She is multi-talented, a data analyst, a coach, a podcaster, I'm sorry about it, and a very enthusiastic networker. So welcome onto the show, Pooja. I request you to go on and say something more about you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I'm so thrilled.
So I think you have, thank you for the wonderful introduction. And I think you have covered fairly about myself. So I have a dream actually to create 100 new authors in coming 3 years. And like you said, everybody has a dream to become an author. I too had it, and that's how my journey started. So now I'm helping other people who have this dream to make their dream come true.
Beautiful. And one basic questions, since you also are into psychology, why everybody wants to write a book, including me? Why everybody has an urge to write a book?
Yeah, because writing is a way of expression, and different people have different reasons. Like, for example, somebody wants to become a legend. If you are suppose doing anything in your life, people will remember you for a few years, your family will remember you. But if you become an author, you talk about Shakespeare, he is like, living forever in hearts of the people. So to make ourselves a legend and to inscribe our stories in the history is one reason why people are very enthusiastic about writing a book. And also, writing a book is like commanding an authority on a subject. If you're a self-help book author, that is also one of the reasons why people write. Third kind of authors are the people who want to create a big brand. They want to be known to the world today and tomorrow and forever. So my reason is, which is one of the most prominent reason why writers become authors. You might have seen that not all writers are actually authors. Authors are different, writers are different. But writers, when they become authors, it is purely for the love of books. I love writing, and that's exactly why I wanted to become an author.
Okay. So before moving on to the question, what is the difference between writer and author? I'm back to basic. Everybody wants to write, but not everybody is able to write. They find writing very, very difficult. Why?
Yeah. So author is some person who has the command or who has the control, who's the owner of the content of the book. So sometimes I do ghostwriting for my authors. That means I might be the writer, but that book is not owned in my name. I cannot tell the world as a ghostwriter that I have written this book because I'm only the writer, not an author. So author has the command, can sell the book, can say, can have the name, but a writer is just a person who is working on the words and delivering it to someone. Maybe that someone could be you yourself or someone else. Now, why people find writing difficult is because it's the ideas and the articulation that are challenging. Many people want to write, and they want to write on specific topics that world has written already a lot about. What new can they bring on the table? That is a big question that is really difficult to answer for many new writers. That is why they are not able to even start writing, even when they are very good with language skills, articulation. Second reason why they could not be writing, they know how to speak, but they don't know how to articulate their thoughts in a beautiful way that is required for a writer to do.
Pooja, I also find that people who are able to articulate also are unable to structure it. They have so much of ideas, they're unable to structure it and sit and make that happen. That work of sitting in one place, putting ideas, even though they have articulative ability, people are still struggling to write. Why?
Because if you want to like sit for at one place for a very long time, if you want to write a book, you have to do that. It's like many other forms of writing. Suppose you're writing a blog article, you can finish it in 1 hour, but you
Hmm.
can never finish a book in 1 hour. You need to go through that process. And when I am writing, minimum 1 to 2 hours is something I will be devoting at stretch every time I'm writing a book. That patience you can only have for something that you really love. So if you're not in love with writing, then yeah, you won't have that much of patience.
Okay. Now, what will be your suggestion for people who really want to write?
Just start writing. One of the major challenge is that you don't know what to write,
Mhm.
which is why you're not writing, but you don't really have to worry about it. For example, if you're doing an exercise, okay, if you go, suppose you're learning football and your coach asks you to do exercise, he is not asking you to directly play on the ground. He's asking you to do first exercise. But even then, he's not asking you to do some, very rigorous exercise. On the day when he might be asking you to just, play with your hand or play with your leg. So start with simple. These are called warm-up exercises. Even in gym, we do first warm-up exercises. So let your brain also warm up. If you don't let it warm up, of course, you won't find any challenge. I mean, you won't find any ideas. You will only find challenges. Sorry for that. So warm up. The best way to warm up is just sit down, take a deep breath, and think about how am I feeling right now? Because writing is connected with your feeling. How am I feeling right now? And write your feeling. Then ask yourself, why am I feeling this right now? Start writing about it. And then describe the feeling in depth. And then ask yourself, who is the cause or what is the cause of my feeling? Is this good or bad feeling? If it's a bad feeling, why is it bad? If it's good, how am I feeling? What do I want to do after this? And when you start doing this doesn't really require you to churn your brain. It is coming automatically. Then your brain gets warmed up. Automatically you will start getting ideas.
Okay. Now, when we really sit for writing, uh, first question we get is, do I have to write an autobiography? Do I have to write on a fictional story? Do I have to write on the subject knowledge I have? So how can people decide on what they want to write? The theme
Yeah,
or
very good question. So what to write on? It for that actually I give exercises to have this discovery. What do you want to write about? So it is again connected with your heart, something that you really feel for, something that you are very comfortable with, the topic, whether it's a non-fiction book or a fiction book, something that you really like, that you are very comfortable with, something you really know about. For example, I'm writing a novel right now, which is the fifth book but I'll be publishing later, so I'm not talking much about it. But that is a fantasy story because I enjoy fantasy. That's why I'm writing fantasy. It's as simple as that. Whatever you are familiar most with, whatever you love to write about, you write on that topic. Reason why you would be writing a non-fiction book would not be because this topic is trending in the market, but because you really feel for that. I am writing this book, it is related to learning. Now I'm a passionate learner. Like, I must have taken more than 100 courses in past few years. And every day, there's not a single day in my life when I was not going through a professional course so far. So I have done, at least 15 courses when I was in engineering and MBA. Even now, I have done more than 100 courses. 40 were paid, and I'm going through this MA in psychology. I'm also doing writing courses. I'm also doing public speaking. Learning is one arena that really excites me. It charges me to a level that nothing else can. That's exactly the reason why I want to write a self-help book, and that's why I have become a self-help author. And that's exactly why I'm helping self-help book authors, because that's what I relate with my heart.
Beautiful. You have kids?
Yeah, I have one kid. He's 8-year-old.
And how are you still having that mojo to write book even after having a kid? You must be very busy.
Actually, first book I wrote was for him.
Oh, wow.
So he has been an inspiration.
Wow, very good. Pooja, talk about this 3 books you have already written. What are the topics of those 3 books and what do they speak about?
Yeah, the first one, like I said, it was for my kid, the ABCD story, A Tale of a Voiceless Sheep. And this is like a small story about a sheep, and it teaches kids of 3 to 4 years, 5 years of age, ABCD alphabets, along with a story with some pronunciations and all. This was like more of a happy accident for me. I was looking for a book like that, but since I was not able to find one, I thought, let me create one. And after I created it, I thought, let me publish it. And the other books are more for writers. Basically, one is a creative writer's diary where there are some lessons and a diary. The other one is how to write a non-fiction book. The book itself is and it displays one methodology that I use. If you use this methodology, within 2 months you'll be able to finish your book writing work, at least the first draft. I have used it for myself, and I've been able to, though I'm working on the publication of only 2 books right now, but I have at least 7 books in pipeline, and I've been able to write at least 100 pages for each of these books because of using this formula.
So you'll not get confused jumping from one book to the other book. Your ideas will not get cluttered, whatever.
No, actually for that, I do something called zoning. So it's like your mood right now. For example, if I'm going to a movie theater, okay. Now I do not directly jump into the theater and start watching the movie. Before that, I will sit on the sofa for a while. Maybe I'll have some popcorn. Then I will watch some, advertisements. And after that, the movie starts. So this creation of zone is something these theater people are already doing for it, because they want you to get into that zone completely and forget about everything else. So they are actually wiping your mind and making it a clean slate so that you're completely ready to absorb the movie. So I call it zoning. So what I do, once I'm finished, so suppose right now I'm doing this session. Once I'm completed, I will take 5 to 10 minutes to jump into the other zone. And that won't be a sudden jump. Suppose I want to write a self-help book. First thing I'll do is pick up any self-help book that I already have and start reading a few pages. That will not take any effort. So I will get into that zone, and after that I'll be able to write. So if I use this instead of just switching directly, it's very smooth. The transition is very smooth.
Beautiful. And what is the right age for anybody to start writing? Is there any particular age limit?
I don't think there is any age limit, not on the lower side or upper side. I know an author who's 13 years old. So no, no age limit. And some people have started writing after 50 years. I mean, you think about Brian Tracy. He became an author quite later, but now he's very old and still so many books he is publishing. There are 83 books that he has written. If there was an age limit, then and so many authors actually, uh, 70 years, 80 years, just still writing. So writing has no age limit as long as you are able to uh, articulate your thoughts. You are a natural storyteller. When I was a kid, I used to write stories, but I did not know how to become an author. But I used to write. So I had a lot of poetries and stories in my diary. I used to also tell, fantasy kind of stories to my family, my friends. I started doing this when I was 10 years old.
When somebody publishes a book, it instantly we are drawn to such people who publish a book. Instantly, they get the feel of the authority of the concept or whatever they're talking. Why we get that feeling? Huge respect for people who write a book, who complete a book, who publish a book. Anybody who sees an author who says that they have already published a book, we are instantly drawn to them. What is the psychology behind that?
So, writing a book is one concept that has been propagated since ages. The stories like Mahabharata or Ramayana, we have heard about them through books. We have heard about authors who have been so famous and amazing, like Shakespeare. The world has praised them to such an extent that respect has already been developed. Even officially, or from the research perspective also, book is considered as the highest authority. Not the self published one, but if you get a publisher, it is the highest form of authority, and it is also considered as the most authentic source of information. And of course, because if you have not written a book ever, it's so challenging. You have not been able to do something and someone else has done, so automatically you respect. Even people who write books like me, I would respect every author who has written a genuine book, because I know how difficult it can be. It is hardworking. It's not an easy job. It takes a lot of research, a lot of brain work, a lot of patience. It does. So it's not easy to publish a book that is really valuable.
Yeah. My next question is, Pooja, about people who hire writers. What is your opinion on that? Because when we see a book, we authentically think that that is the baby of the person whoever has written it. But even I have been approached for writing abilities. What is that concept behind why people hire people to write a book and then they publish in their name? What is the concept behind that?
Okay, so suppose we talk about, let's say, a person who is an actor. Okay, like Amitabh Bachchan. He's a brilliant actor. But is it necessary that he is also going to be a brilliant writer?
No.
No, right? But that doesn't mean that he doesn't know the intricacies of acting. He's a best actor and he knows how acting world works. So what writer is going to do is support him in his journey by putting his thoughts into words. Like right now, I am working with my author, and he gave me rough drafts of whatever ideas he had, but he did not know how to articulate it. Okay, so he had 100 pages written, but those were all random. And he did not even have an idea of what should be the title of my book, who should I write it for?
Hmm.
So he had a lot of knowledge. These people have knowledge, no doubt, but they're not expert writers. They could be experts of HR, experts of supply chain, but they are not expert as writers. So there is nothing wrong in hiring a writer to write your book. Do you think even Brian Tracy is writing his own books now? He's not. Will he ever have time to write his own books? He won't. If you talk about, say, Warren Buffett, there are books on him. Would he write the book? No.
Okay, so what will be your little nudge for people who have the urge to write or who always wanted to write, but they're not starting? What will be your one pointer for them to start at least?
Okay. So my one pointer would be you start writing, write crap, but write. And one idea that I suggested, that you start writing about your feeling, because when you do that, you start to enjoy the process. It is like, you're talking to yourself through the book. And when you start enjoying, then nobody can stop you from writing. I mean, I am a person, I don't find it challenging to start writing. I find it challenging to stop writing.
Oh
I
my,
cannot stop.
so cute. Okay, so do we have to think about the title first, be more structured about the points that form the chapters, or we can be spontaneous with our feelings, keep on writing and then structure it?
So writers are of different kinds. Two main kinds are people who want structure, and only then they can write well. Other kinds of people are those writers who hate structures, and they cannot write if the structure is provided. Those are called pansy writer, and I am like that. I hate structures. I cannot write if the structure is given. The structure has to emerge in my head. Yeah, of course, when you're writing the non-fiction stuff like blogs and all, then there's no choice, but you have to have a structure. But that is a very small length. Okay, like 800 words, max to max 3000 words. But if you're writing a book, it's long. And if you don't like structures, don't even try to have a structure in place. So you have to first discover what kind of writer you are. Do you like structure or not? And never think about the title. Think about the concept first. The title can be changed. Have you heard of the book Atlas Shrugged? Ayn Rand. When she started, she wrote a title, The Strike. But is that the title of the book now?
No.
No. So you first write the concept, then write a tentative title. Writing tentative title is important because that's when you can feel, okay, this is going to be published. I have a ready title with me. So that will motivate you and keep you going. Later on, you can always change the title. So title is never final until the book is finished.
Is it important we need to have the right kind of mindset, right kind of ambience? Do we have to have the ultimate peace of mind to sit and write, or we can take anything and keep on scribbling and then collate it and then give it a structure to it? Is that possible?
Yes, it is possible. Sometimes you don't get the environment. So what I do when I don't get the environment, I put these plugs on, and whatever environment is available on YouTube, I use that to create environment. Now it's so simple. Earlier we could not do that, but now you can do that. Yeah, so it's always beneficial to have the right environment because it does affect your thinking. But if I'm writing a non-fiction stuff for one client, make me sit in a DJ also, I'll still be able to write. But yeah, for books, you need some peace of mind.
Everyone, after they finish writing, they keep telling they are the Amazon bestseller. What does that mean? How can they become immediately an Amazon bestseller?
So that's like, you can say it's a game that people play on Amazon. They will never say they are Flipkart bestsellers or they are true bestsellers everywhere. They are not, because Amazon ratings work on algorithm. So it's like, suppose you have written a book and you have to select a particular niche. Instead of selecting a niche which is very popular, I select a niche which is very unpopular, or even if it's not unpopular, it's something in which there are very few authors.
My micro niche.
Now, a micro niche. Suppose there are only 10 authors in this niche, and on the day of publication, I tell everybody, I'm giving you a launch offer of 49 rupees and you buy this. Every one of your friend is buying it. 49 rupees is not a big deal. 99 rupees is not a big deal. Everybody is buying it on the day of the launch. Then the algorithm picks it up as if it's a bestseller for the day.
Okay.
And it is the bestseller for the day, not for the life. But then the tag is there. Okay. And you become the bestseller.
Okay. My final question to you, Pooja. What are the process a person has to go through if they have to write a book? Quickly, for my viewers, if any of them are watching and they long to write something, what are the simple process? Definitely, I'm going to share all your details in the description box. And if they want to contact you, they will contact you. But if they have to take the notebook after watching this video, they have to get inspired and they have to sit and write, and they now have a better idea of what is writing all about. Can you give them few steps?
Yes, so I'll give you simple steps. Step 1, think about something which is very close to your heart, something that makes you very happy, or best moment of your life kinds, or something that has in life made you really cry, some challenge, but now you have overcome it. And that will be your source of inspiration for writing a book. Now think about, okay, if I'm talking about this happiness or this problem, who do I want to help, or who do I want to give this happiness to? That will become your target readers. After that, next step would be to think about, how am I going to help this person, or how am I going to make this person happy? Do I have a method, or do I have some ideas? Do I have some steps, or do I know of a model, or do I know a subject that can really do that? For example, in case of this learning, the book that I'm writing on, I am using psychology as a base. And for this book only, I did diploma in psychology, and now I'm doing MA in psychology just to write this book. So yeah, that was my reason. So once that is clear, who you want to help, why you want to help, and with what thing you want to help. Next step will be to write a concept note. In this concept note, what you'll be writing is, what is the book about, who are you going to help, what will be the method or the key formula or the key theory that you're going to use, and what would be the outcome after the person reads this book. Once this concept note is ready, now read the concept note and then say that same concept, the entire concept, in just one sentence. Once that one sentence is ready, we can call it a log line. Like in every movie scene, movie has a log line. So you create your log line. Now convert that log line into 4 words title. You shrink it. And your title is ready, your concept is ready, your log line is ready. Now, if you want to ready the chapters also, next thing, this concept, now convert every line into a chapter. Every line into the first line into first chapter, second line to second chapter, third line to third chapter. Like that, you have a tentative list ready. Now read each title of the chapter and say, okay, in this chapter, what can I cover? And just start writing whatever you're covering as sub chapters, or that will become your topics. Your outline is also ready. Then you can start writing your introduction, in which you're going to first talk about, why are you writing this book, who are you writing this for, what are the challenges that you're solving, what is the method that you're using, what will be the outcome of writing this book, and you're done with the first chapter.
Beautiful, very beautiful. And how long it will take? Ideally, how many pages a beginner can start with? How many pages forms a book for a beginner?
Okay, so suppose you are targeting to write a 90 pages book, then you can start with 10 pages also. Some books are even following a format where the chapters are too many, but they are just of one pages. Like, uh, there is one book on family. Mitch Albom also writes short story kind of things. So one chapter has only 2 pages. So
Pages.
it's completely up to you.
Then everybody can write.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My final question. My final question. All this channel is specifically to inspire women. So, is there any special advice for women writers, women who wants to write?
Yes, very good advice actually. Because being a woman, you may feel that I am in so many things. I have to take care of kid, I have to take care of family, I have to do so much of work. So that becomes difficult, and you're not able to take out time for writing. This is actually an opportunity for you. I'll tell you why. When you're writing, you're actually writing for readers, and these readers are people. You need to have the understanding of how these people think, how these people behave, how their body works, even that, how they feel. So while you're cooking, you must be feeling something. When you're cooking, instead of just focusing on cooking, observe what you're feeling right now. Think about how are you going to describe this feeling to your friend. Suppose you meet someone, every moment of your life you are busy becomes the source of content for your book, whether fiction or non-fiction. Second thing that I do when I am actually cooking, I play a video or I play an audio book on Audible, and I'm listening to that while I'm cooking. Either I'm listening to the stories, I'm articulating thoughts, or I'm listening to some video or audio. So every moment of your life can actually become a brilliant chance for you to absorb the environment and think about how you're going to use it in your writing.
Beautiful. So, ladies, no more excuses. How much ever we are busy, we are going to write. So, people who ever watched Pooja saying that even while cooking, you can instead of cribbing or crying, you can immediately switch your attention to what you're feeling and whether you can put that feeling into your paper so that it becomes a book. That's a very golden opportunity to capture all our feelings and change our multitasking, busy, frustrating moments into capturing all those emotions, putting into a paper and becoming an author and a publisher, correct? And how do we get the publishers? Because that is one yet another challenge, right? Publisher.
Yeah. So if you're going for a traditional publisher, it is, if your book is really good, you will get, because there are a lot of manuscripts that come to publishers and most of them are rejected because they are not of good quality. So if you're writing good, you don't have to really worry about what you do. You create a synopsis and a few sample chapters, you send it to the publisher. But yeah, it's going to be a long journey. Every publisher is going to take at least 1 year before you, for 3-4 months they will not even read your email. After that they'll read all, they'll discuss, they'll think about you, then they'll send you an email. By the time you actually get published, it could be in a second year. But if you want to get published fast, then there's 100% publication route, self-help. There are two kinds of models in self-help also. There is a hybrid model in which you are getting published and it is under your control, but at the same time you have a publisher who is also reviewing your book. Okay, like Notion Press or Pothi. Then even and Amazon is more of a fully self-published. They don't review your book at all, but these publishers will review your book.
So
So
I
either
need
you
your,
get a publisher.
yeah, I need your help
Yeah.
in sharing all those little bit of details if you can share, and I'll share it in the description box so that people who are longing to write and publish, they'll be really benefited by it. And thank you so much, Pooja, for your time and lot of golden tips. And I think at least if one person who watches this channel and gets inspired to sit and write and say, because of Pooja Dube, I wrote this book and it got published, and I'm a writer, I'm an author of in my life, which was a long standing no, dream in my life. I will be, my purpose of inviting you will be served. Thank you so much, Pooja. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Vimla. That this was a wonderful session. Thank you for inviting me. And as you rightly said, I will be the happiest person if somebody says that I have become an author because I followed your advice. And this has happened once actually. One person who has attended my free sessions that I have been taking, and he just messaged me few months back, and he said, I had attended your 7 days free workshop and now I've become an author. It was really helpful. I was really on the top of the world.
Thank you
I
so
would
much.
love that.
I think I'm also going to sit and write because that's in my bucket list for a very long time. Thank you so much. Take care, Pooja. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. So guys, that's from me and Pooja for today. So make sure you watch this, and I'm going to share all the details about Pooja, and you can contact her if you're really wanting to write a book. She's one action taker and action here. She will help you to take action as well. So I'll come back again. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'll come back again with yet another interesting person who can help you achieve all your dreams. So no more excuses. Take your pen and paper, capture all your emotions, and start writing your book. Thank you. See you again. Bye-bye. Bye, Pooja.
Bye.